Hello to all our friends, our loyal supporters, our stakeholders, and all those who have supported us through these many years of iGreyhound. Welcome once again to this particular episode. And as always, as I'd like to say this, we always make it a point to make sure that our episodes every Thursday are those that you would be looking forward to because we have many things to share. So tonight's episode, friends, is no exception because we have invited one of the stalwarts in one of the academic units at Foundation University. And he has actually many things to share to our televiewers. So I'd like to welcome back on iGreyhound to our studio, no less than the Dean of the College of Agriculture, of course, of Foundation University in the person of Mr. Jobert Kleine Koerkamp. Hello, Job, and pleasant evening.
Pleasant evening to you too, ma'am. And
yes.
Hello to all the viewers.
Yes, right. And of course, this is not our first time for you to be here. And this time around, because you have a big thing to share to our viewers, no? Not only to our viewers all over the world, but essentially to our faculty, staff, students, and all those who have a stake in the College of Agriculture. But may I make a brief introduction? I was present during your presentation, perhaps one of the few times that a presenter at Foundation University would get an all-out support from his or her colleagues. But anyway, this is a project that you will soon be implementing, yes, and you got something like a grant, no, from these government organizations.
Yes,
no? So this is going to be in support of what we do here at Foundation University. So perhaps you can tell our viewers about this, Sir Job.
Yes, ma'am. So yeah, we are almost finalizing the proposal, and it's already been provisionally approved for our breeder farm. So that Foundation University will be a breeder farm of itik pinas, which is a breed of laying ducks. So it's a breed designed for eggs, egg production, to be put up in Asagra. So hopefully, with our project, we can help the local duck egg industry of the province to improve, to get more supply of eggs, get better livelihood for those involved in the duck industry.
Okay, so very soon it will be based in Asagra, that's in Tanhay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
that's our farm, no? The farm of Foundation University. Now, I'm curious, Sir Job, no? Why ducks? Or aside from the fact that this is under itik pinas.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, why ducks?
Yeah.
Ducks
Aside from the itik pinas moniker, no?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Itik is ducks, right?
Itik is ducks.
Okay.
So we were interested in this project because we also want to do something with the farm.
Yeah.
And right now there are no breeder farms in the province. And
Yeah.
from actually for about 3-4 years ago, some of our third-year students did a little bit of a study of the Balut systems here in Dumaguete, and they also found out that a huge bulk of eggs of Balut being consumed here in Dumaguete or in the province come from Luzon, like Pateros in that area, or Central Luzon as well. And so now this project came about. We were introduced also to Dr. Sinan, who is the head of the Livestock Research Division of PCAARRD, with the help also of Sir Attorney Arbon, the DOST here in the province, to be able to do something with this. And so this is the project that was not really assigned, but something that we agreed upon. And so we had to make the proposal, and fortunately, they were happy with it, and we're excited to start it.
Right.
Hopefully, we can finalize it by November. The project starts in November.
Okay.
So by
November
middle
of this year. Okay.
So hopefully by the middle of next year, we're already dispersing ducks to interested farmers.
And where do we get the duck supply? Where do we get that?
So for the project, the initial stock for the breeders will either come from Zamboanga, the ducklings. But if there are problems with bird flu and quarantines, we'll probably be getting hatching eggs. So they're still eggs, but ready to be final stages now of their before they hatch from their research facility in Quezon. So that's in Luzon. It will be shipped to us, and we'll have our facility incubators ready by that time, and hatchers. So yeah.
Okay, but we don't have ducklings or any other source in Negros Oriental. I'm just curious.
Not for this breed. Majority of the farmers, ma'am, they have their own flock, and they just either breed from their own flock,
Okay.
or get from wherever. So this will be the first breeder farm of its, first breeder farm here in the province,
Wow.
or the island actually.
Yes, right.
For
so,
this breed.
Yeah. So in other words, very soon, no, we're hoping that it will materialize, of course, with this particular grant and with the concerted effort of everyone at Foundation, and of course with the DOST.
Yeah.
And who else, by the way, are involved here?
So,
Department of Science and Technology, no?
specifically PCAARRD, the Philippine
of
Council for
course.
Agriculture, Aquatic, Natural Resources.
Yes, okay.
And then more specifically, it's the Livestock Research Division.
Okay.
And then we're already in talks with the province and actually the city agriculturists as well, and other farmers, since we're fortunate to have a bit of links or network with farmers associations, and other private individuals as well, to be able to spread awareness about this breed and hopefully duck farming in general.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, those are.
Yeah. So we have a good market of duck breeding, duck farming in the province.
There's a good market for duck eggs at the moment,
Okay.
because
Duck eggs.
Duck eggs.
Okay.
Last year there was 3 million coming in. First just January, February of this year, already 1 million eggs came in.
Okay.
So that means there's a huge consumption that's not being met by the local production,
Okay.
and we hope to, make that gap a little bit smaller, so that more of the production comes locally,
Right,
so that more of the eggs consumed in the province will also be produced
Okay.
in the province as well.
That's really, listening to you, it's a huge responsibility, it's a huge job, right? But it's also very promising, especially for those who love balut. We can do balut, right?
Yeah.
And what else?
Salted eggs.
Salted eggs, I was about to say that. No? So there's really a good market for that
Yeah,
one. No?
yeah.
And how do we preserve, is that the correct word? How do we preserve like the quality? How do I ensure that everything is really going to be, smooth sailing in terms of raising these ducks and so on?
So that's a very good
Yeah.
point that you bring up, ma'am. No? So in the first quarter of the project, when we start the project, we'll already be conducting
Okay.
some trainings on how to take care of these birds, or these
Training.
training.
Okay,
So
okay.
not just, we'll also undergo the training ourselves to learn more about it and to be better at it as well. And then we'll organize also we'll invite farmers, potential farmers, current duck raisers that are not using the breed, and also those that are not necessarily duck farmers but are interested in going into duck farming. In November, there will be already an initial training already to get already the word out. Okay. So that's a very big thing for us because we're dispersing, we're giving away the birds initially.
Yes.
We want it to go to people that are at least have a certain level of technical know-how. We'll be there to support it along the way.
Yeah.
But initially, before we release to them, at least they've had some training on how to take care and have a better idea on what's at stake, what are the requirements. So, and obviously the support that we get from, we will support them. We have PCAARRD also helping us. So.
Right. So in other words, Bert, I'd just like to make this clear. In other words, Foundation University through the College of Agriculture will get the supplies of ducks from those who you will be training and who you will be giving the ducklings to or something?
Yeah, we will give the training.
Oh, yeah.
We will conduct the training to those. We will invite interested people.
Okay.
And then after we agree, and if they're interested still after the training, if they think it makes sense for them, financial sense obviously,
right.
then we can proceed with coming up with a deal like, okay, we'll give you a certain number of ducklings, and then with the technical support that we can provide.
Okay. Again, because this is something that is truly very promising, no? Not only for Foundation University, but of course for the entire province of Negros Oriental and even other parts of the country who would know, or individuals who would know that, hey, there is something like this going on in Negros Oriental, aside from those in Luzon. No? You mentioned a particular breed, right, of ducklings or of ducks. Sorry.
Itik Pinas, that's the breed.
That's the breed. Again,
Itik
Itik
Pinas.
Pinas. So how does this differ from the other breed of ducks or ducklings?
Yeah, so Itik Pinas is general term. There's actually almost 3. There's Itik Pinas IP, Itim, Kaki, and Kayumanggi. So that's based on their colors.
Okay.
So if you breed the Itik Pinas Itim and Kaki, you get the Kayumanggi, which is now the breed or the ducks that you use to produce your eggs for balut or salted eggs or table eggs.
Okay.
And so how they differ from the common or the other duck breeds or ducks
Yeah.
that are currently being used, we expect them to produce more eggs per duck per year.
Okay.
So between ideally 7, 10 eggs or even more
Okay.
per year. And that may not sound like much, but if you're talking about 500, 1,000 ducks
Ducks, yeah, right.
in your flock,
Right,
that builds
right.
up. And
Yes,
across several
yes.
farmers,
Right.
that increases.
Yeah.
And even for those small increases in eggs production per year, if they're consuming the same amount of feeds, then it's more profitable for
Yeah.
you if they're producing more eggs.
So how do you take care then of these ducks?
Obviously, we will follow
yeah.
because this is not a new breed in general. It's about 2016
The itik pinas.
that it was released already.
Okay.
So there are certain guidelines to take care of it. There are housing requirements, feed requirements. But these are all already have been established.
Okay.
And so that's why it's very important to train ourselves and
Yeah.
train those interested people
Right.
on how to take it. It's not much different from your normal, the other ducks.
Ducks, okay.
But obviously, us being a breeder farm, we have to take care a bit more
Right.
about, other animals coming in and the quality of the feeds that we're giving. But it doesn't mean that we have to spend so much on the feeds. We can provide other indigenous sources like your Madre de Agua,
Okay.
Azola, and all that. So that's what the students are actually helping us with. So they're starting to propagate these forages or these plants so that we can give them later on to our ducks and also as a planting material for those interested. If they don't have it already,
Okay.
we can have it, take a couple and then plant it there in your farm. Then hopefully that helps you out.
Yeah.
So.
I'd like to meet a duck enthusiast or a duck farmer, but do we have many of these individuals, Bert, here in the province or even in the city?
In the city, there's a couple.
Okay.
Actually, like maybe 3 weeks ago, there was a news already in one local Facebook page that reports
a page, yes.
a page about a farmer losing some ducks to sigbin.
Right, yeah.
So they will be a client hopefully. Wala naman sila yung ducks. Wala naman sila duck, hopefully.
Okay,
Pero unfortunate that he lost the ducks. But there are duck growers here, a lot more in Canlaon. Canlaon is the biggest inventory of ducks. Bayawan, we know there's also a couple of farmers, and they have itik pinas ducks as well, but it came from another island. So hopefully, once that's a good partner for us in the future, because if he performs well, if his ducks perform well, then that's also advertisement for the breed that people can get from Foundation or from the project in general.
Who chose the breed itik pinas? Why not the kayumanggi and the itim?
So the itim and the kaki.
Itim and then there's kaki also.
Itim and the kaki, you breed them, so they're your parents.
Okay.
And then the offspring is the kayumanggi.
Okay.
And then the research has shown that this is the breed that you want to use or grow for your eggs.
Or propagate.
And the nice thing about
which one?
Kayumanggi.
Kayumanggi. Okay,
so this is your terminal or your commercial line.
Okay.
So this is your commercial line of birds that you want to use to produce your salted eggs or whatever you want to do with the eggs. But the one interesting thing about the kayumanggi is usually when the birds hatch, you have to sex them. Sex meaning you find out whether they're male or female. So the female you keep to one side, the males you have to decide. Unfortunately, this breed is quite small, so it doesn't make sense for you to grow them for meat. So they're really for eggs. So,
I see.
So the small
that's itik pin.
The kayumanggi.
The kayumanggi muna. Yes. Okay.
So itik pinas kayumanggi.
Yes.
So the males, you have to decide very quickly what to do with them. Whether you want to grow them. But you won't be profitable necessarily because they're quite small, 1.1, 1.2 kilograms.
Very small, really, no?
Quite small. Or kill them right away. There are other things that you can do with them. No? But the females, then you grow the females for the eggs.
Yes.
But the good thing about the itik pinas is at birth, the color is already different. So it's easy for you to see which one is the male and the female. You don't have to fiddle around too much with the birds. So the process then becomes very quick. So then once they hatch, you can separate them relatively quickly. So the process takes time, takes less training.
Less training,
for the technician who has to sex them.
To sex them.
So the chances for error will then be even smaller because it's right there. The color is there. It's telling.
Can we not make use of ducks in some other way? as like whether female or male. Of course, female I can
for the eggs.
understand that. Yeah. Oh. But how else can we make use of these ducks? Eat them or
yeah.
something or?
Yeah, after usually in 1 year,
Okay.
that's the most productive
Cycle
time
or
for
time,
them.
okay.
So it's usually recommended to change your birds after about 50, 52 weeks of laying, of age, I mean. So now obviously the culls, we call them cull if you no longer...
Parang like chicken, no?
like
Parang
cull
yeah,
layers,
cull,
yeah. You can cook them, but obviously since they're already a bit older,
Yeah.
you'll expect them to be a bit tougher.
Oh, yeah, right,
So,
right. The
but
meat,
still,
no? The meat,
the
oo.
meat. But you still could technically eat them. It's the males really that have a bit of a problem because if you grew them,
Okay.
unless you just let them forage around, you're
eat.
not spending too much on their feeds,
okay.
then eventually, yeah, if you want to consume them, then it's fine. But some farmers can use these ducks also for the rice fields, for eating the snails or the pests in their fields.
Okay.
So yeah, that's one
Yeah.
that's one strategy for integrated pest management.
Yeah.
But usually, yeah, for this breed, it's really designed for DOST has designed this for laying, its laying capacity, laying performance.
Yeah.
So that's what this breed is designed for.
Yeah. Now, in the preparation, of course, of the proposal, right, that you had submitted to PCAARRD and also to DOST, I'm pretty certain that it has gone through a lot of discussion among the members of the faculty and even research. So, how did you prepare for the proposal, and how did you prepare for the rationale, the objectives? What can Foundation University get out of this, and so on?
So before we submitted the proposal, we had already some talks with PCAARRD, the Livestock Research Division, on what the project will be. And as I mentioned earlier, we are fortunate that we've had other projects, student projects that were already related to this. So we had these information as well already. So and I also have to give credit also to my colleagues and even some people from other institutions like Silliman who also helped us because they're also they will be working together also with them.
Same project.
Yeah, we're the lead, but they will be getting some of the ducks as well. They want to produce some things as well, and maybe some of the data gathering they want to be part of, and we're happy to work with them as well. So it's nice to be able to work with other
so
units
they want
as well.
they plan to also breed, no?
No, not to breed. Produce. We're the breeders. We're the only breeders.
Yes, okay.
So they will be producing the eggs for
yes.
whatever purpose they see fit.
Okay.
And yeah, so I also had colleagues from
Preparation.
Central Luzon State before,
Yeah,
which
right.
already
Where you also taught, no?
I worked there for several years.
Yes, right.
And they've had a project on itik pinas as well. So I was also talking with them about, especially on the technical side, how these ducks are and what are the ideal practices or conditions to be able to make them perform or to reach their potential. So they were also a big help. Special shout out to Jamal and Jason for that.
Very good.
And obviously for my colleagues also Marjorie, Jason, Marjorie, Johan, John, and Marife as well.
These are our faculty members of the college. Yeah.
And Marife from Industrial Engineering.
Oh, yes.
So designing the survey and the methodologies, a big help.
Yes. It's really a big job, no? Until finally you're able to present it to PCAARRD and DOST. But Bert, you mentioned a project or projects where you based your proposal on, no? But they were not related to Itik Pinas or some other similar projects? Or are these projects that were initiated by the College of Agriculture, our own College of Agriculture?
So there have been already a different type of testing done for Itik Pinas, actually nationally, but Negros wasn't necessarily, at least this part wasn't necessarily part of it. So there are already Itik Pinas growers in different parts of Luzon, some Visayas, and even Mindanao. So there are already bases for how you manage these ducks, which is good for us because we don't have to figure that out anymore.
Yes.
We learn from what other people have done. One of the big things there also is what nutrient requirements they have. So there's already been a study on that. So it helps us because then that takes away the guesswork.
Yes,
and there have been studies also even by CLSU, UPLB, but also for CLSU about housing requirements and how do you take care of them. So we benefit from what they've done already, and we build on that body of knowledge. So one of the main challenges for us and one of the deliverables for the project is not just producing the ducks, but also trying to get as many people using the breed. So not just for balut or salted eggs, but we're also talking with other, and we'll be talking more with other like bakeries or patisseries. So to use the eggs as an ingredient for their products. So if we do that, then we increase utilization, and hopefully that helps duck industry prosper some more.
Utilization, sustainability, and of course the marketability as well also for the end products out of these duck eggs. The fact that we're helping the duck industry thrive, especially that we're here, our College of Agriculture is an institution to reckon with, or a college to reckon with, at least, well, here in Negros Oriental. But we were talking about the preparation. So in other words, I'm just trying to backtrack.
Okay.
The facilities, you were mentioning housing and so on, all of these, as you had mentioned, are existing already in other parts of the country. And we replicate, or at least we use them as examples or something, so that we don't really have to start all over again. But so there are no structures that we need to build, or what physical preparation do we have, Bert?
There's still a bit, but fortunately, the Asagra farm already has some existing structures. Some of it is from the other projects that we had before. We'll have to retrofit them, so to speak, to fit the requirements of the duck. Have a bit of a pond for the feeds, and keep them more secure. Especially Asagra is 36 odd hectares. But we have to secure that place where the ducks would be.
So it's a limited area only.
Limited area. We're not using the entire farm. A limited area. Hopefully to keep it safe from other potentially predators like dogs and snakes and all that.
So in other words, you will have a staff or personnel who will really stay there. Is it difficult to, or not really difficult, no? Is it easy to take care of ducks in general?
In general, they're a bit more hardy than chickens. So they're a bit tougher.
Okay.
You can argue they're a bit louder, and maybe the smell is a bit more than compared to the chickens. But you get used to it after a while.
Maybe negligible, no?
And then also, Asagra is quite big, so the distance to the other houses will be quite a bit, and then hopefully it doesn't bother the neighbors, which we don't expect anyway because of the distance, and it's quite open.
Right. But because this is going to be anchored under the College of Agriculture, our students certainly and our faculty members will have a not really a free hand, but will definitely have a helping hand towards the realization of the project.
So that's something we're very excited about as well, especially that we're able to involve the students and for them to see exactly how it's being done, and they can learn also from what we're doing, and hopefully minimally from our mistakes, if ever there would be. Hopefully not too much of that. But at least they're involved in that project, and hopefully that will encourage them some more in going into some sort of agribusiness venture later on. Not just necessarily growing the ducks, but maybe in terms of feeds or marketing or processing. So this is again something that we're happy and we're very grateful for, because then that's students, it's another activity that students can be part of. Can we mention the grant itself? How much is PCAARRD in principle? In principle, it's a little under 5M.
Okay. So. But where will the bulk of the grant go?
So in any agricultural project, majority of that will always be on feeds, agricultural supplies, and personnel. Obviously, salaries and all that.
Those who will be managing the farm.
The ones working. Really
on the average, right. On the average, around how many? Do you have a ballpark figure?
People. There will be two main people involved in that project. But then you have other, smaller time allotments to the project. But then again, it's the feeds really that will
Really,
be
okay.
the big.
It's-
Feeds are expensive nowadays. That's
Okay,
why we're trying to,
I see.
especially if you confine them, like they have no access to the pasture. or
Yes, because
the
you'll have to
field.
confine them in a
a small
particular
area,
area,
yeah.
small area. Okay.
Then really that's where the
I
feeds
see,
will
I
be
see.
more important.
Okay.
And so we want to plant as much as we can so that can be substituted
Okay.
to the commercial feeds, which are quite pricey at
So
the moment.
we buy, no? Foundation University buys.
We will buy
the feeds,
the feeds
out of that grant, no?
out of the grant,
Oh, I
but
see.
we'll also plant some
Okay.
plant materials that can be used as proven to be
Yeah.
good for,
Yes, yes.
for these animals,
Yeah.
for these birds. So yeah, that will bring down the cost.
Yes,
but not only
yes.
for the project, but also for the other farmers,
Okay.
potential farmers can see that I don't need to buy so much commercial
Yes,
feeds. I can
yes.
grow
Right,
these things
right,
around my
okay.
house or
Yeah.
get them, and then I can feed that to my birds, so I don't have to.
So we
spend
assist
too
them.
much.
We tell these potential trainers or individuals who you will be training
Yeah.
or how they can go about it.
Yeah. Not just tell them, but hopefully show
Yeah,
them. So that's why,
show
as
them.
early as now, even
Right.
without the project being in, we don't
Right.
have the inception meeting yet,
Correct.
but that it will be, students already preparing as well, and the
Correct.
college is preparing
Yes.
where to plant, so that by the time that the trainings are ongoing, there's more people seeing what the
Correct.
possibilities are,
Yeah.
and so it becomes more attractive
Right,
to go into it.
It's really on how to go about it, no? And getting the experts' view and also the advice and the assistance. Yes, very interesting, Bert. No, we shall be talking some more with projects, not only one project of the College of Agriculture, but several projects, and how we can attract more students to take up agriculture. We will be right back.
Located at Dumaguete City, Negros Oriental, Philippines, Foundation University is an institution that strives to provide quality education for all. Continues to be at the forefront of innovative teaching and academic excellence. Founded by Dr. Vicente G. Cinco in 1949. FU has become a home to diverse Foundationites coming from different regions and cities in the Philippines. It is a non-profit, non-sectarian institution, accessible to all, offering several fields of study for its undergraduate, graduate, and postgraduate students through blended learning. Serves to educate and further develop individuals to become productive, creative, and responsible citizens of society. Foundation University proves it is an institution prepared to face adversities and challenges, as innovation is the heart of its goal. Despite the obstruction of a global pandemic, the university continues to pursue its development plans, create action, and bring its vision into a suitably adaptive reality. In FU, we ensure that no students are left behind. We stay true and commit to provide the best education to all Foundationites. We foster a dynamic and progressive environment that cultivates effective learning, generates innovative ideas, responds to societal needs, and offers opportunities for all. Through the Global Giving platform, our dreams and visions are slowly turning into possibility through financial support and donations. One important project that Foundation U spearheads is the Foundation Preparatory Academy Science Wing. This concept was developed to precisely address the issues facing science education at the elementary and high school levels. This concept was developed to precisely address the issues facing science education at the elementary and high school levels through the aid of advanced technology, improvement of science laboratories, and equipment for enhanced academic learning. Teaching science subjects pose a challenge for most mentors and teachers. Most students have a low performance and less interest in science subjects. This may be caused by the lack of illustrations that would best explain the topics and intricacies of the subject matters. To address this growing problem, we saw the adaptation and use of audiovisual presentations and actual hands-on experiments in science education. Video clips are to be utilized to help explain the science theories and concepts. Availability of science laboratory rooms with complete equipment. We aim to become a catalyst of transformation where every student develops a high interest in science education. Through the development and construction of Science Wing FPA, we believe that it will greatly create a positive impact to the community where science is a fundamental learning in our daily lives. We want your help in building this dream project into reality. We assure you that any form of assistance, may it be financial help or manpower sources, are put to work in what is being planned and serves its purpose.
Yes, we're back on iGreyhound. We are being streamed live on the Facebook page of Foundation University, and we are also right here on Channel 6 of Filproducts TV-Dumaguete. And we're still talking to the Dean of the College of Agriculture, Mr. Jobert Kleine Koerkamp, where he shared during our first segment a sizable grant from the Department of Science and Technology and also PCAARRD, that is in Los Baños, for a project, specifically what we call as Itik Pinas, no, or duck farming in Negros Oriental. And yes, we are looking forward to that, Bert. Now, very soon, sometime November or early
next year.
Early of next year, yes. But we have quite a number of ongoing projects in the College of Agriculture. And I know because I have tasted your curly cabbage.
Lettuce.
Lettuce, yes. Okay, curly, look at that. Curly lettuce, and also we can mushroom, yes, and also during your agriculture week, was it?
Yeah.
Agriculture week, the
Super worms.
worms made into pizza. There was pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah, it was on the pizza that I ate. I also ate, I think, ice cream or something. Yeah, ice cream. And some other delicacies. And it was quite interesting. Very interesting, yeah. So tell us about these projects that we have right here in the college, Bert.
Yes, ma'am. I'm glad you tried the super worm. So
Yes,
let's
yes.
start with that then.
Okay,
super worms.
yes.
So right now we're very fortunate to have a very good entomologist in the person of Marjorie
Disor.
Hoylar.
Okay.
So she finished her master's in VSU in crop protection entomology.
Okay, Visayas State University.
Visayas State University. And this is one of our projects last year. So we were interested to see, well, the whole idea is protein transitions, or how do you use insects for agriculture. So insects for food, so that's that. Insects for pest control, so that's the biocontrol methods, which that was the study of Marge during her studies. And then insects for waste management. So that's why we have the black soldier fly bins to help manage household kitchen wastes, and we turn that into the larvae or the adults that we can feed to chickens or fishes. But during the college week, yes, indeed the students cultured, and also the biology students. Marge has some entomology students. So they cultured the superworm. So it was produced very clean. It was in the laboratory. They were fed clean, like sayote, carrots, and all these things. And then, they cooked them, turned them into ingredients. And even you can, I don't know if you tried it, but they deep fried the worms itself.
Yes. I did. But I think it was placed on on the pizza.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they had also just the worms plain.
The worm. Okay.
Plain
Yes. Okay.
But most of it was put up on other dishes.
Yes. Or I think a sandwich or something.
Yeah, sandwich on an egg as well. I mean, just to try to maybe introduce the idea of eating.
Yes, right. Perhaps those who were not too brave to really eat it, eat it per se, and think that this is worms, or super worms. So they made it. They kind of glamorized it.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did.
So I think the students also enjoyed that. So we're very happy with that event. The idea again is trying to change the perspectives of how you see an insect. So instead of insects just as general ew, pest, we can use that into something else. And there's a lot of insects in the world, and you just have to find a purpose for each one that can suit you.
And that's an innovation also, no? Innovation?
Not necessarily an innovation on our, but the dishes, the students came up with that. But many of these are something that we picked up, we learned about, and we try to use ourselves and to help the department and the university.
But these are all, of course, scientifically based, no?
Sure.
So it's something that you had studied, like Miss Disor had also studied, no?
Indeed. Life cycles and how do you, what the diet and how do you harvest them and then feed them to your livestock or birds, which is also one of the extension projects we had. Hopefully we can continue that with one of the barangays in this.
And then other projects that we have in the college.
And so we have hydroponics. So we're also very fortunate to have a very good support from the president, Mamira as well, and all the administrators. So the hydroponics facility in the College of Agriculture, the university has spent quite a bit also in improving it, like new roof, new systems. So that's something that we're happy with because the students get to be part of it and not just learning about the production, but the chemistry side of it, but also the marketing. So to figure out where to sell it, how to sell it,
yes, yes.
consumer studies, consumer preferences. So that's what we're trying to achieve also with the hydroponics. But also, again, the bigger challenge there is to make it profitable.
Yes, of course.
That it brings in money for the university.
And you sell it, right?
We
to
sell it, we
other
sell it.
customers, other clients.
Yeah. Primarily, our main objective is really to sell it first within the university.
Within the campus, within
so
the
that,
university.
The people that are interested within the community of FU are able to consume it.
Yeah, right.
It's safe. There's no pesticides,
Yes,
so
yes,
it's relatively safe compared to other lettuce producers. Unfortunately, but so that's the priority. And any surplus then will go to other either restaurants or the Liplaza cans.
Right.
So we'll sell there as well.
Yeah. Before you proceed to the other projects that we have in the college, explain to our viewers, Dean Jobert, hydroponics is like you use water only. It's not on the ground, no?
So hydroponics is basically the technique of growing plants without the soil. So normally you would put them in, like these plants are grown in soil. So the idea is you remove the soil.
Ground, no? Or on the soil.
So the idea is you remove the soil, but then you're providing the nutrients through a water solution. So the advantages there are most of your pathogens or microorganisms that are found in the soil will not be present anymore in your water or your solution. So whatever, especially lettuce, they're quite short plants. So if you're growing them on the field, there's a high chance that the product that you're consuming would have touched the soil at some point. And if you're not able to
it's very low, no? It's very low and it's small or something.
Unlike like tomatoes or corn, the distance between the soil and the product is quite high, sizable. But for lettuce, it could potentially have direct contact with the soil, and if it's not taken care of, properly. And the thing with lettuce is you're consuming it fresh, you're not cooking it.
Then because it's for salads.
It's for salads. Then you run a higher risk of getting sick from maybe E. coli, unfortunately. Petcha and these other leafy greens, not necessarily a problem because you cook them anyway. You expose them to temperature, so it's fine. But for lettuce, as you said, since you're consuming it fresh, you're not cooking it, the risk is a bit high. So for hydroponics, you eliminate that. Almost eliminate that risk.
Right.
So it's anyway after we harvest anything, we wash it and then we pack it.
So you still, of course, you still wash it.
We wash
it.
We make sure that. Well, most of our clients, maybe you can cite yourself as example. You wash it at home. You might rinse it, run it under a tap. But we make sure that if you didn't do that at home, you'd be okay. We take care of it already. That it's clean for you to consume straight out of the bag. But still understanding that most of the clients would still wash it, which is a little bit better. But again, we just want to make sure that if you guys didn't, it'd be okay.
Okay, so you wash it yourself.
We wash it just to make sure that if you ate it directly out of the packet, then
you package it, no?
Then we give it to you.
Yes, right. Yeah. I'm a satisfied client. In fact, okay.
And thank you for your patronage to our
yes, right. But of course, I still wash it, before we consume it.
Yeah, that's even safer.
Yes, okay. And then what other projects do we have? We have mushroom culture.
Okay. But before we do that, I also like to say that for the hydroponics, eventually we'll be also producing other herbs like arugula and all that. So we're also fortunate that the president's also encouraging us to grow some other things that he finds interesting. So that's something that we'll do as well. Now for the mushroom,
but now we have curly lettuce.
It's more curly and
or lettuce.
Few remain.
Okay.
Mainly curly because most of the people that buy from us, they use the lettuce for their samgyup.
Yes, right. The samgyup.
So that's right. Something for their sandwich.
Right. And we find them right in the food that we consume, but we buy, of course, from the commercial establishments. No, okay. Anyway.
So for the mushroom, we have a small facility there. So mainly we were producing oyster mushroom. So the students grow the bags. Next week they'll be producing a lot more bags to load in the room. So mushroom is another interesting commodity for us because it helps in the general idea of circular agriculture. The waste of like rice production or banana production can be used now as a medium for growth of mushroom. So it helps, if you're recycling, the idea of circularity is interesting. Then mushroom plays a very vital role in that in that system. And also it's quite delicious, we find.
Yes, I love mushroom.
And we're very appreciative also of the people within the community, FU community, because if we have a harvest, they usually we can hardly sell anything outside because the people here already.
We are the first clients. And
Yeah,
that's really great.
and we love it that way.
Yes.
Okay. That the priority are the people within the university,
Yes.
and if we're able to sell out, then that's more of a, because there's a surplus instead of our choice that outsiders first, FU second.
Yes. Oh, that's a good strategy as well, no? Yeah. Oh, so what else? So mushroom.
So the mushrooms, so
curly,
mainly we
lettuce,
have the oyster mushroom. We're trying out shiitake, which will be interesting to see because shiitake is mainly for cooler areas. But it's a challenge that was given to us by the president, university president. We're finding out a way if we can do something with that.
Yeah. So in other words, our mushroom, I'll get back to the mushroom. It's what we call a cultured thing. Cultured.
Yeah, it's something that we deliberately grow. It's not something that we're harvesting on the
Yes,
field.
exactly. The reason, just like your lettuce, no. Just as I was thinking about it while you were speaking, but the fact that oftentimes, we are told that mushroom is not too safe to consume, especially if you don't know the area where it is coming from, no? But ours here is cultured. It's like deliberate, no? Okay.
So indeed, we know that what we're producing is safe, and mushrooms is are tricky.
Yes.
If you don't have the expertise and you don't know, you're not familiar, you're better off leaving it alone. Just don't harvest it, don't eat it, especially. But obviously, these types of mushrooms, we know they're safe, and we are producing it with the students are mainly the ones producing it. In the odd chances that there are contaminations, we throw away the bags immediately. And so they're never part of the cycle anymore. We'll take the loss rather than the risk of having somebody get sick.
Exactly. Yeah.
More problematic for us.
Right. So it's very easy to maintain, both the curly lettuce and the mushroom.
It's straightforward, not necessarily easy, but if you follow certain things, again, these are biological organisms, so obviously there will be curveballs here and there.
Yes.
But there are protocols established already, so I would say probably that the mushroom would be a little bit easier than the lettuce, especially since we're up there and then getting hot and then cloudy again and then the heat.
So it's not a requirement for the climate or the weather or something.
For the mushroom,
both for the mushroom and the lettuce.
Each of them, they have their own requirements, and we try to provide those conditions for them. Just like with any other grower, they would. That's the idea. If you can match the needs of your of your commodity to what you can have, then you'll be all right most of the time.
So agriculture in Jobert, because we are, of course, an agricultural economy, an agricultural country, would mean that we should encourage even those who are watching us now, to take up agriculture. Of course, agriculture is quite demanding, if I would put it that way, because all your endeavors also entail a lot of research. Those that we have talked about, I'm pretty certain that these have all gone through discussions, researches, and so on. And agriculture really is a rich potential for research endeavors, as what we have known and read about. So because we are partners to national development, I'm trying to imagine myself being a student now and really interested to take up agriculture, not for anything else. My parents, for example, does not own tracts of land, but I would like to take up agriculture because I'm interested in it. I'd like to become an haciendero or a farmer or a technician later on. But my parents, for example, my guardians discouraged me from taking up agriculture. So how do we entice individuals and parents and students, potential students in particular, that agriculture, you can, if they say that you cannot get rich, but we can get rich, if you are in the field of agriculture as well.
Agriculture has that stigma that you don't necessarily, it's difficult to get rich. If you're not already rich.
Right.
But I think that's also true for other courses, except maybe nursing or something.
Yes.
But anyway, going back to agriculture, especially now, it's a good time. There's a lot of support. So, for example, even the TESDA programs, there's a lot of
Yes.
agriculture-related programs.
Yeah.
We're working on a diploma program with
Yeah.
TESDA to
Okay.
offer it to more people, to offer agricultural sciences to more people. There are also a lot of scholarships for agriculture,
Okay, that's good.
especially graduate school.
Oh, yeah.
So you first need to do your undergrad.
Yes,
so
of
hopefully
course,
FU
yeah.
is will be
Yeah.
one of your choices to do that.
Yes, yes,
But then grad school with agriculture, there's a lot more allotted
Yeah.
by the national government
Yeah.
for people to study agriculture. And so in terms of employment later on, many of our graduates do become extension workers
Yes,
in the
yes,
LGUs. But also several will be working with feed companies. So that's the agribusiness side,
Yes, yes.
sales, marketing, technicians, research institutions,
Yeah.
something to go into as well.
True, that's right.
Part of the curriculum obviously is the agribusiness side. We don't necessarily offer agribusiness as a program,
Yeah, okay.
but there are a lot of these business subjects embedded in the curriculum. Not now, realistically speaking, only a small percentage of our graduates will actually become entrepreneurs.
Okay.
But at least we've given that foundation
Yeah.
that even if they're working for an entrepreneur,
Okay. Yes,
they'll
yes.
do well
Yeah. Right.
in what they do.
Yeah.
We're also realistic to know that not everybody will become an entrepreneur. Not everybody has the
Yes,
personality
yes,
to
yes,
become an
yes.
entrepreneur.
Right.
But entrepreneurs need
Yeah.
technical support.
Right.
They don't know all the technical things. So
Yeah.
our
This
students,
is where our students come in, no?
our
Or
students
graduates.
come in, yeah. So
okay.
something to
okay.
provide,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes. And in fact, even in other courses, no, that may not be as you had mentioned, not as lucrative perhaps like nursing or maybe accountancy or those that would allow the graduates to go abroad right away, no? But yes, they need skills, no? Not necessarily entrepreneurial skills, but on the technical side, no? Especially in the field of agriculture. But our curriculum, Dean Jobert, is Bachelor of Science in Agriculture.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we provide a major?
Yeah, so we have crop science and animal
there
science.
you are. Okay. But as you had mentioned, although agribusiness could be very well a major, maybe we do not have that yet in our curriculum.
There are courses within the program
yeah, okay.
related to agribusiness. So you have
Okay,
your commodity systems,
yes,
agriculture economics,
Yeah.
agriculture entrepreneurship.
Okay,
So we have those.
Okay, so we have crop science and
Animal science.
And animal science, yeah. In fact, all these, these two majors, no?
Yes,
This is where our facilities can come in as their laboratory, or perhaps where they can go to like immerse themselves in. No? How about, by the way, in the senior high school program, there is a track on agriculture. So do we cater to them as well for their immersion program?
Yeah, we are
Oh,
we
yeah.
are partners with our Kinaadman office
yes,
under
yes,
the
yes.
leadership of Richie.
Yes, right.
We're able, so last year we partnered with Valencia
Okay.
National High School for their immersion for organic agriculture.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
and we're very happy. We're very proud to say that all of them, passed their assessments.
The assessment, yeah.
The assessors evidently were quite, quite happy with their performance. So we're happy with that.
Yeah.
To be fair, we also have our farm in Amlan.
Yeah,
The farm of the university is also a third-party certified organic farm.
Okay,
So
that's great.
it's quite,
Yeah.
it would be a bit embarrassing if they didn't pass.
Yes, my goodness.
Especially that we are one of the few farms actually that
Okay.
that carry a third-party
Yeah.
certification.
Okay,
So it's not,
from TESDA or by
no,
TESDA?
international
Okay, yes,
organization.
okay.
Yeah.
Good thing I remembered that also, no, because we entertain senior high school students, especially when they do their immersion. So in other words, this is truly an attractive program, no? Not only because it can provide for the bigger objective, which is on national development, but in terms of being productive, no? Because after all, people go to the agriculturist and go to the agricultural technician for food on the table and other things besides. But making it attractive, I think that should both be for the parents and the institution, right? When they come over, of course they should say, yes, this is the course that I am really dreaming about. Yes.
Yeah. So, we're fortunate again with the support that we get from the university
Right.
that we have these different facilities to offer.
Right.
And again, as areas where students can learn and practice.
Correct. That's
Not just the ones that we have here on campus, but also the farms we have, but also the network that we're building with other industry partners, which I think it's also quite important.
Yeah.
So that the risk that we try to avoid is that we're like living on by ourselves. And
Yes.
once the students graduate, suddenly, what's going
where
on?
am I?
Where
Yes.
am I? So that's why it's very important to us to continue networking with other institutions, other farmers, other organizations, so that we remain relevant in the field. I think that's a very important thing that we try to do is stay relevant, and at least if you're relevant, then your students will be relevant also in the in their fields, hopefully. And we're grateful and we're lucky we have alumni that are either in those institutions or are running those institutions. So our students get the opportunity to work with them and learn with them. We're happy with that.
And being, we adapt to the changing needs of the times. I think that's what we also do. Very quickly, what do you look out for, Sir Jobert, for new students coming in?
Truth be told, agriculture, since we're a small department, we're just happy if we're happy to take as many as possible.
But
anyway,
for
what we look at, we have a variety of personalities. You'll have the quiet ones that are quiet ones but are really paying attention.
Yes.
And then you'll have the little bit aloof ones that are just there because wala na, choice ni mama, choice ni papa.
Right.
And then you have the more noisy, kulit ones, for instance. But it's a good mix to have them because they usually would complement the personalities. And I think it's true for other disciplines as well, that those noisy ones, those loud ones, you bring them outside to the field, they become the leaders. If there's a report to be made, the quiet ones will probably be the leader. But if it's a field work, the noisy ones usually they're the handy ones.
So the dexterous with their hands, and so on.
Like gung-ho type of thing. So they look out for each other. So we're very happy with that. And as part of the curriculum is their practicum during the summer term. So they will have 2 semesters being together, and then the summer term of living with each other in the dorm of Asagra. And that's where really some dynamics build, and students like go out of their shell. The shy ones are usually go out of their shell. The louder ones are still loud, but still, it's nice. It's nice to see them when they come back second year. Then they have a much closer bond.
Nice combination, because you cannot have
combination.
everybody talking all at the same time, or everybody being loud and so on. But yes, you have a board exam, of course, and certainly they need to take and pass it, of course, so it's a requirement. But of course you can still practice, being a graduate of agriculture before you take the board exam, or is it really a big advantage, a plus factor?
It's a plus factor. The license is a plus factor.
The license.
As a policy for especially government agencies, you should have your credentials before you join that agency.
For government.
For government. Private institutions, it depends on them if they hire or not with a license. Especially, if you're practicing for your own farm, you don't need a license. If you're working yourself.
You own the farm.
You own the farm. Nobody's checking for you.
You're the child of the owner.
Yeah, COO.
COO.
But for most of our graduates that will go into employment, as we talked about earlier, it's only a small percentage that will be like self-employed or entrepreneurs. So majority
are
will
in
be,
government.
Either private institutions or government. And obviously the license is an advantage to get the position. It's not the most important thing, but it's one of the requirements.
It is an advantage.
Definitely an advantage.
So you were talking very quickly again. You were talking about where your graduates or our graduates are now. So it's like a tracer study. So again, as you had mentioned, majority are employed, no?
Yeah.
Majority are employed, whether government or private institutions.
And we're also getting an increasing because also there's more hiring abroad now. We have a group recently in New Zealand. And many of our students now, that's also the target, Canada, New Zealand.
Oh, wow, great.
So,
see, look at that. No?
So that's something that they want. Hopefully, the country as a whole can offer that decent living so that people stay. But it's also a good experience. And right now that they want to go,
correct.
It's a chance to see other places and learn from them, from these bigger farms.
Right. So Very nice, very very promising. In fact, no. Yeah. So in the few minutes that we have left, in fact, can you imagine that 1 hour is already over, Dean Jobert? But I can give you this particular time to speak to our viewers. No, maybe you have things that you'd like to tell them in whatever manner or in whatever dimension you would like to our stakeholders, perhaps to your students or faculty, to the general community at Foundation University. You have the floor.
Bit of a surprise there, but anyway. So, yeah, good evening again. So, thanks for being with us here. So, we'd like to invite anybody or everybody to come see the department and, see what we can offer.
Yeah.
Like our page, because you will be updated definitely.
Yes.
The social media page of the department is quite active at the moment.
Yes.
So we're very happy with that. Thanks to Marge. Shout out to Marge for that. She does good work with the page. And also the students. The students are actually very involved in the social media of our department. So yeah, agriculture, it's shifting now. It's not just, bunlay.
Yes.
Still a part. You have to learn that
Yes,
skill.
yes.
But yeah, it's more into the sciences, more into the business as well. So again, we'd like to invite everybody to consider the course, the program, and hopefully visit us so you can learn more about our project. And thank you to our students for being with us, for trusting us, and the parents for trusting us with their education. And to our partners, industry partners, thank you for helping us deliver the best possible instruction and program to our students.
Yeah, and when you come in actually to our campus, at the lobby, you have your mushroom on display and also the curly lettuce. If it's still there.
Not anymore, because
anymore.
we just came from a display actually. We went to there was a fair.
Okay,
so we were part of it, and then we just...
okay, so that,
that was a stopover for the
but
setup.
it stayed there for quite a number of days, no?
Yeah, over the weekend.
Okay, but at least the students who were coming in saw that. So I said, oh wow, it's a vantage point for the College of Agriculture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unexpected, but unintentional, but it was.
It also gained some students coming in to the university. Yes, okay. So thank you very much once again, Dean Jobert, Kleine, Koerkamp. Godspeed and more projects, whether it's for government, whether it's spearheaded by the government together with us, and even with other organizations. So we're looking forward to the forthcoming Itik Pinas project very soon at Foundation University here in Negros Oriental. So with that, friends, we bring to a close another episode of iGreyhound. Please do not forget our replays are on Friday and Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 3 in the afternoon. And as mentioned, we are being streamed live on the Facebook page of Foundation University and also streamed live as well on Channel 6 of Filproducts TV-Dumaguete. Thank you very much once again to my stylist, Ms. Nicole Calumpang, for my chic clothes as always on the show. This has been Cecile Henove bidding everyone a pleasant evening.